They started out with women's wrestling again. But it was Rhea Ripley, so I watched it. So don't fucking chastise me. Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai. And you like Dakota Kai, right?
I do. I was really high on her as a babyface.
So they switched her heel.
So they switched her heel. She's been great as a heel. Like, she gives off like this skanky vibe, which I love. And
well, we're not talking about your personal life now.
I'm not. I'm just talking about the way she.
But do you have any numbers for the hot tub? No, go ahead.
But listen, I thought, I'm gonna just say in advance, this was my favorite match on the entirety of all the Wednesday Night Wrestling this week. This match I really enjoyed. I really liked it, even with Rhea Ripley's new look and seems like a concerted effort to book her as bad as possible since WrestleMania. But other than that, I really liked it.
Well, I did. I'm still not sure about her hair. I like the last hairdo she had, but I love Rhea Ripley. The attitude, the look, the physique, the body language, the facial expressions. She looks like somebody. Dakota Kai, to me, she always looks worried. She has that worried look on her face. But Ripley was aggressive. They got a little bit sloppy when they were going through a lot of ducks and dodges. Early, especially, and I don't think Rhea Ripley ought to be doing the ducks and dodges. She's not a duck. She's bigger than almost every single one of the other girls there. But basically, in the first half of the match, Ripley basically kicked the shit out of her, and it was different stuff than your typical indie style girls match. They work a little differently, and except the only thing is, like you said, Dakota Kai was good as babyface. They come back from the break. She's in control, and Rhea Ripley can sell too. But I was waiting for Dakota Kai to really work heel. Then they just they still did moves back and forth to each other. Dakota, if she's going to be a heel, she needs to, rip a fucking eyeball or grab a nose or something. Anyway, just so we know. But, this was better than the AEW men's matches. It made sense. They were serious. They laid their shit in. And they told the story that Ripley was more physically dominant because of what they were going to fucking do in the finish. And I understand what they were trying to do. I'm not saying I agree with it. I understand what they were trying to do. Except, yes, you're right. Ripley should be much more dominant than she has been since WrestleMania and the whole 9 yards. But she hit the electric chair and got a 2 count. After she had beaten this girl up practically through the whole match, I don't know they needed to do that spot. But then she gets that standing cloverleaf, which is I love that fucking hold. I love that fucking hold. I've never seen anybody do it that way. She might have stolen it from somebody, but I don't know. And then Dakota Kai rolled through like the ankle lock, and boom, she went in the turnbuckle, and then they're fighting on the buckle, and finally Rhea Ripley headbutts Dakota Kai. She takes a bump in the ring. The referee turns his back, and right there, instantly, Mercedes Martinez down the apron with a fucking kick, nails Rhea Ripley, and then, boom, jumps down, and then Dakota Kai grabs her and hits. I don't know what the fuck she hit. I don't think she hit it. It was a sloppy fucking finish. And I don't know if it was necessary to go through that much fucking time and effort or not. After leave the point on the fact that Mercedes fucked Ripley out of it. But boom, 1, 2, 3. If when Mercedes had hit that kick and she was goofy, if fucking Dakota Kai had just brought her through the ropes and fucking cradled her, that would have been. But she has to take the time to set her up and then drop down and do something, and I don't know what part of Rhea Ripley was supposed to hit what part of Dakota Kai. Did you see exactly what that was supposed to be, or did it look like a monkey fucking a football?
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it was supposed to be, but to the point of the way they're booking Rhea Ripley, who we've barely seen in a while, I have no problem with her working with Mercedes Martinez. I think that could be really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
However, and I've enjoyed Robert Stone more than you, but he's a goofy comedy character. And now Rhea Ripley's, she's not in a feud with Mercedes Martinez. She's in a feud with Robert Stone.
Yeah. And, well, I didn't say it was going to get over, but the match between Mercedes Martinez and Rhea Ripley is going to be good. I hate that Mercedes Martinez, the badass chick that she is in the group with the middle card comedy manager, to be honest. But it is what it is. And then Mercedes got a little bit more heat on fucking Ripley.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yes.
After we talked about Robert Stone last week, a bunch of people wrote to us and tweeted at us. I was about to say tweeted at us, saying that he used to be in TNA as Robbie E or Robbie Ecos or Echoes. I don't know what it is.
Yes, I remember.
I never watched that stuff, so I don't know who he is. Did you work with him?
He may have been there the last time I was there. I can't remember. I just went down to visit Dutch Mantell and fire Bruce Pritchard. But I've seen him advertised and talked about as Robbie E. And he was a wrestler. And as a manager, he makes good wrestler, which is what I said he should be. He's fucking ripped. He's got a physique. He can wrestle. Why is he a manager? Because he's playing a manager and he's not good at it. But anyway, no, this is no surprise. It still doesn't make any sense to the fucking exercise that we're doing here, which is Robert Stone is not a manager you can take seriously, and he's either not trying to be or they won't let him be. One or the other or both. So you've got the best girl in the company, now that Charlotte's on the shelf, working a program with a middle card comedy manager, and you've got one of the other intriguing women on the roster that is different and believable, and they could bring in and do something with Rhea Ripley, but she's being managed by the middle card comedy manager. So I don't know what to tell you. But I saw what they were trying to do. They got Dakota Kai in the title match by beating Rhea Ripley, but it was really Mercedes that beat her. So it's wrestling logic. It's just, using your players in the wrong places. It's not the fault of the wrestling logic. It's the fault of the people that are in those positions cannot all carry their end off. Therefore, it'll be a nice match between Mercedes and Rhea. That's about it.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed this match. I really liked it a lot, and I think very, very highly of Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai. I know you haven't been as high on Dakota Kai, but...
Well, no, she was good here. If she's going to be a heel, though, against a babyface that big, I think she'd just be more vicious. I don't know. Anyway... the next match, Bronson Reed versus Shane Thorne. We are fans of Bronson Reed, the old thick boy from winning that three-way a couple weeks back. And I like the way he talks, like the way he looks. He moves that fucking big ass around. His shit looks good. And I like that they didn't just forget the guy just because he won the three-way and he's going to be in the title match in 3 more weeks or whatever it is. They're building the contenders for the ladder match while they're having these other 3 ways. At least they give Bronson Reed another match. I like Shane Thorne. He was from the TMDK team. He and, what was the other guy's name? He was Shane Haste and the other one was Mikey Nichols. And they did a couple of Ring of Honor matches back in 2012. The only reason we didn't use them then was because they were from Australia and didn't have any papers, which is a common malady. But he's a good kid. He hit a dive like it should be done, a big flying tackle, where he didn't just leap into someone's arms and they just, went gracefully to the floor, or even worse, land on your feet. Anytime somebody does a dive or a flip off the top and lands on their feet, they ought to be hit with a goddamn rock to the back. Marty Jannetty ought to run out of the fucking cheap seats and hit him over the head with a fucking brick, because that's just so stupid and just makes it look so easy. But anyway, Shane did right here. Bronson Reed, great moves for his size. He's not as big as Crusher Blackwell, but it's the same principle. You don't expect to see a guy like that move that way. They did a little too much of the standing trading blows on purpose for me. Why can't anybody just do the 1-2 anymore, like you're fighting and you can't stop the other guy from hitting you, instead of standing there and letting him and waiting for it and then hitting him back? But it was a good match. It mostly made sense. Everything on the show so far was building something. And finally, Bronson Reed wins with his splash off the top. 1, 2, 3, just one. He didn't hit one and then he kicked out and then he hit something else and then they went back and forth and then he hit another one. And no, just one splash, one finish. Boom, 1, 2, 3, like it's supposed to be. So that was a good match. Did you see anything I missed?
No.
Nah.
Nothing I missed. It was an all right match. It was what it was.
Well, see, that's the thing is every match on television is not supposed to be the main event of Starrcade 86. If they keep them fucking brief and they do a good job, guys need to win matches. And not by doing everything they've ever learned to beat everybody. So I look at the show like, is it accomplishing the purpose that it's supposed to? So far, this one is.